Hey everyone's JackelWolf back in all of the Mod 6 to the sky with another 5 minutes. That's how I did it. Now, if you've been following along, you know that we are working our way through the quest book. Last episode, we didn't actually do any quests, but what we did is we set ourselves up for this episode. We did that by creating ourselves a Seared Melter and then coming up with a source of lava to power our Seared Melter. Now, this is all going to be very, very important because this episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start in on the sieving and the meshes. This is going to be our main source of getting resources, and initially I kind of planned on doing most of these meshes in one episode. It's going to take way too long, and we're actually going to have to break it up into a bunch of parts anyways. So what we're going to do this episode is we're going to start with the sieve, we're going to do the string mesh, and the flint mesh. Now that is going to get us up to the point where we're generating iron in our world, and copper as well. The iron we're going to use to make ourselves a cobblestone generator, because this is going to take an absolute ton of cobblestone, so it is in our best interest to get that cobblestone generator as soon as possible. The copper we're going to have to use to make ourselves a proper smelter. Now, the ores that we get from sifting, if we run them through a furnace, we'll get 1 ingot per ore. If we run them through a melter, we'll get 1.3 ingots per ore. If we run it through a proper smelter, we can actually get 2 full ingots. That's full-on ore doubling. It is our earliest method of ore doubling in all of the Mod 6 to the sky. But the new 1.16.5 recipe, or at least the recipe in this mod pack, actually requires copper to make your smeltery. So for us to even make a smeltery controller, we need to pour molten copper on a seared heater. So we got to get that point. We got to get at least 4 ingots. And then I also believe we're going to need at least 1 seared drain, which is going to be 2 more ingots of copper. So we're going to need 6 ingots total. Technically, we can get away with 5 pieces of copper ore, but we're not going to be able to get that far in this episode. What we're going to focus on is that sieve and then the first 2 meshes. So to start, to make a sieve in your world, we're going to need 4 planks, a half slab, and then 2 sticks. And then we're also going to need some sort of mesh. Now, again, we're looking at the meshes in the quest book. We've got 5 here and then a 6th one down here. 5 of them we can actually get just by sifting gravel over and over and over again and leveling up these as we kind of go. If we run gravel through a string mesh, we end up getting ourselves flint. It is the only thing we get from gravel and string is flint. 6 flint and a string mesh will get us a flint mesh. If we run gravel through a flint mesh, we start getting our iron ore pieces and consequently our copper ore pieces as well. 6 iron ingots and a flint mesh will bump us up to the iron mesh. Now, this is where things get really, really interesting. We won't get to that one this episode. We're going to focus on the first 2. But gravel through an iron mesh will get us diamonds and emeralds. Now, 6 diamonds and an iron mesh will get us our diamond mesh. 6 emeralds and a diamond mesh will get us our emerald mesh. All of this is really, really good. All of this kind of builds and builds and builds and builds until we're getting an absolute ton of resources. You can see the diamond mesh, it's actually 2 pages of resources. Same thing with the emerald as well. So the amount of resources you get from each one really, really goes up as you move your way up. When we get to the netherite mesh, that's going to be a little bit tougher, as we're actually going to have to go and use crushed netherite for that. So like I said, the first string that we can make, or the first mesh that we can make in our world, is going to be the string mesh. That is 9 pieces of string in a crafting station. It gets you a string mesh. So here we go. We can go place our sieve in the world, and then our string mesh, just right click into that. If you ever want to remove these meshes to upgrade them or move stuff around, shift right click with an empty hand. That pops that mesh out. You could do what you want with it, and you can go put it back. I also recommend putting these on full blocks. So you can see my world is mainly made out of half slabs on the lower spot. That is to reduce mob spawning. I'm not too sure about the 1.16.5 version, but previous versions, if you had these on a floating slab, there was a chance that you're going to lose resources through the blocks. So I don't know if that's still a thing, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, like I was just saying, we're going to be using a lot of gravel this episode. We have been making gravel by using compressed cobble and a compressed hammer. So with the vein mine, there you go. There is our gravel. So this is really, really good. We can now come up to our sieve. We can go right click and you can see it fills it with the gravel, and then we just continue right click And there you go. We didn't actually get any drops from that because it is a total random chance what you're going to get. For example, with that gravel, we've only got a 25% chance of getting one piece of flint. That's from the gravel and the string. As we move up, though, those chances increase quite a bit. So let's do one more as a test. Now, when I'm putting this in here, I'm moving this off to the side because I don't want it to autofill automatically because we're just demonstrating stuff right now. Chances are you were just going to sit here and right click and just go gravel, 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 gravel. I am not getting any drops. This is like some really, really bad luck here. I should have had at least one by now. So as you can see, this is not very efficient. There are about 3 different ways that we can go and improve this. One of which is automation, full-on automation, which we're not going to get to this episode. These are fully automatable by using auto sifters and auto crushers and all of that. Again, we're not going to worry about that one this episode. They're going to require things like power, things that we don't actually have in our world. One of the other methods we've got for increasing our production is by adding multiple sieves. Now, with the regular sieve, we can actually attach them to each other and they will work in conjunction. So to start, what I'm going to do is make myself 7 more sieves, and then we're going to make 8 more meshes. That is because I know for a fact that in our quest book, our last reward here for making a sieve is another sieve, which is kind of a weird reward, but that's okay. And then we get a random reward. We get dark oak sapling. Not super excited about that. I've already got a bunch of those. What we need to do with our multiple sieves is I'm going to break this torch, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this is not the biggest that you can make. You can certainly make a larger combination of meshes. You can make smaller as well. I mean, you can have 2 side by side. It'll work perfectly fine. There is, I believe, an upper limit of how many, but at some point it just doesn't become useful for having huge, huge fields of them. The reason I'm doing 3 by 3 is that it's going to compare very, very favorably to the next version that we're going to be making here in a second. But very similar to before, all we got to do is right click, and you see, rather than just putting the gravel in the one, it actually put it in all 9 of the sieves. And then we're just going to go right click again. I feel like something's broken. We'll do this one more time. There we go. Holy cow. That is going to be some really, really poor luck on my part. I don't think I've ever not gotten that much there. But what we could do from this point here, guys, is we could just go right click and we can keep on doing this. And again, if this was going to be my final setup, I would just sit here, hold my right mouse button down, and just go over and over and over and over again until I ran out of stuff that I was going to be able to sieve. This is good. This is a nice way of doing it. One of the benefits is that as you upgrade your meshes, you can have multiple different types of meshes in this combination, if you're trying to focus on, multiple things at the same time. The other way of improving your output is to go up to a heavy sieve. Right now, we've just been using regular gravel in the sieve. That works fine. If we go up to make ourselves a heavy sieve, we can actually use compressed gravel. Now, this is not part of the quest, but it's important to know because it is definitely an upgrade from, just using one regular sieve. To make a heavy sieve, it is 5 logs in a crafting table with 2 sticks. And then we end up using the exact same meshes as before. So I'm going to go shift, right click, take that mesh out. Let's put this heavy oak sieve down, and then we're going to go put that string mesh into it. And then let's just turn all of this into compressed gravel. So if we go take a regular piece of gravel, you see it will not take it. But we go to the compressed gravel. There you go. It goes and puts all of that in there. And I still got nothing out of that. That is so weird. But it is basically compressing 9 at a time. Let's do another one as a test. There you go. I did actually get 1 out of that and 6. That's good. That's going to help us on our next step. The one drawback with the heavy sieves is that you cannot use them in conjunction like you would with the regular sieves. So if we went and made ourselves a second heavy oak sieve, we can go place that down, snag ourselves another mesh, put that in there. I've got 3 compressed gravel. I put it in here. It only goes into the one. It does not spread it around over the different meshes. But there we go. We have now got ourselves in a position where we can take one of our meshes, though, we can put it into a crafting table with 6 of the flint that we've managed to sieve. We've now got ourselves a flint mesh. So really quickly, we're going to throw that flint mesh in there. I've got 2 left of these. Let's just go 1, 2. And there you go. You can now see that we are picking up more flint, which is good. And then we're picking up some ore pieces. There's some gold and some nickel. If I keep doing this, let's just go... For me to move on to the next episode, I'm going to need at least 3 ingots of iron, and I think it was about 6 ingots of copper. So we got a little bit more sifting we've got to do. Let's just go and see what we can get here. There you go, and we are actually really close. I got 11 ore pieces. I only got 9 copper pieces. We'll have to do a lot more sieving for that. 11 ore pieces is only going to get me 2 iron ore chunks, and I'm left with iron ore piece. So every iron ore piece, 4 in a crafting table will get you a chunk. Each chunk can be run through a... what can I get rid of? Let's just go throw that out there for a second. Each chunk can be run either through a furnace, which will get you 1 ingot, or we can go and run them through our melter, which will get us 2 ingots in the smeltery and then 1.3 or 1 ingot and 3 nuggets in the melter. The melter is what we got. The smelter is what we're trying to build. But that's all going to be for next episode. This iron is actually to go into making a cobblestone generator because, like you see, I'm already out, or I've got a little bit of cobble left, but I've burnt through an absolute ton of cobblestone. We really need a whole bunch if we're going to continue on with that one. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This episode, we ended up doing the sieve, the string mesh, and the flint mesh. Next episode, we're going to be doing our cobblestone generator. Then we're going to be doing a smelter, and then we're going to be working on with our iron, our diamond, and our emerald mesh. So we got about 3 episodes planned out there, 3 more episodes planned out there. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. Hopefully you guys are getting some benefit out of it. If you are enjoying it, though, please think about leaving a like and a subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at JackelWolf. Also, check out the description below. There will be a link to my Discord page. I would love it if you guys stop by to say hi. As well, there'll be a link to my Patreon page. If you enjoy this channel, if you enjoy this content you want to support, stop by, check it out. There are a lot of great perks out there for all of my supporters. As well, I've been streaming on Twitch, JackelWolf77. I stream Tuesday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So if you guys are looking for an opportunity to chat with me, that would be a great chance to do that. I have also been updating my merch store as well. I've been doing some supporter character drawings that have been going up there, as well as a few other side projects that I've been throwing up there. So there are links below to my Redbubble and my Teespring store. So go check them out if you're interested in having this wonderful face on, something, some sort of merchandise. But that is it. I'll see you guys next time. Good.